Full screen. Good day, everyone. So here we are, students of Seneca International Academy, with our doing our project management IT course of the batch winter 2022. So here we are assigned with the task of a video presentation for our subject on contract law and ethics. So we chose the topic of the impact of artificial intelligence, which is one among the emerging technologies which has the capability of evolving and revolutionizing the way people work and the workplace and the entire way trading and law. So it affects the entire domains of the industry. So we are discussing mainly on the legal frame and ethical considerations on this topic, how it evolves through the technology of artificial intelligence. So we are the group three, and our team we have a team size of 4 members, starting with Hanisha, Manoj, Gurjeet, and Ryan. So this video presentation will be going through content such as executive summary. We'll go through analysis where we will go in depth on how this artificial intelligence is revolutionizing the present workplace and what would be the legal implications and changes on ethics and how it can be well managed. We'll also discuss on the pros and cons, the upsides and downsides of this particular impact on the ethics, legal ethics, based on this technology. Then we'll go through the conclusions and what are the references which we used in building this content. So as we all know, this is in the 21st century. The pace at which the science is evolving and that's impacting our day-to-day life is tremendous. And so starting from, we are seeing emerging technologies where we have autonomous driving system. We are building on international space stations. We are going for interplanetary travel. So similarly, the one of the major technological breakthrough is the invention of artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is basically we are teaching machines and computer systems to mimic human intelligence. And we're also expecting that it would in future develop to the capacity of the human brain and also create the human judgment and intuitions, but still it's those later parts are skeptical even to the research team. So here in this presentation, we'll focus more on the ethical and regulations related to the technology. Next slide. So first, let's check on what would the challenges of artificial intelligence at present. So the main drawback of artificial intelligence, what we can say is artificial intelligence is not a fully developed technology in the sense earlier in the days, the computers, if you have seen the size of the computers and the tablets or phones have severely reduced. That's because of the advancement in the transistor technology. Similarly, we need a more computational power to include the intelligence of the artificial intelligence to develop it to the human capacity. So till now, we have no computer which can function at the full scale of human brain. So that's one drawback, which would say the computational power of even of the supercomputers have not matched the human brain. A second thing would be tolerance power. So it comes to a point where how this artificial intelligence is being used in the present setup. So it can be used for the good and bad. So it is very vital that it is being used for the betterment of human mankind, where famous philanthropists like Elon Musk has already said artificial intelligence can be severely dangerous if not handled properly. The third challenge would be data scarcity, because when how the artificial intelligence works is it needs plenty of data. It needs gigabytes and gigabytes of data first being fed into a computer system, which will learn, which is called as a machine learning, right? So it learns and develops on the algorithm. So it's kind of a self-learning environment, and it is based on the data which is being fed to the system. Whereas data is severely rare and it is not being circulated due to privacy and other concerns, which we'll later discuss later on. And one of the major drawback we can say is about the intuitive thinking. Even if the artificial intelligence can do tasks efficiently compared to human intelligence, still we are not expecting that the intuitive power which a human mind can develop. So it is very skeptical view that we're still skeptical that the artificial intelligence will develop to such a point where it can have intuitive powers. And also coming to human judgmental, for example, in a war place, right? So the human judgment is very important, like to have a value on the human value on the humanity. So the decision making mainly comes from the judgment. So it's not just about here computer with the data fed. Next slide, please. When coming to the benefits of artificial intelligence and its application in law, it has a lot of benefits. The first thing would be we can say about a legal research setup, where any user, if he, because as we see the legal data, first of all, the law is different for each provinces, for each country, and it is very overwhelming too, and it is pretty difficult to understand as well. So when we have an AI system deployed, any users can go to that AI system and do a research, and they can have an FAQ section where they can go through the related topics and understand the law sides better, compared to approaching a lawyer or a practicing role-related professional. A second thing would be wrongdoing detection. When it comes to main corporates, if a AI system is being deployed, it can go through the contracts, the bonds, the multinational company agreements, the treaty signed on a global scale with different countries, and it can go through and find any frauds or scam or any hidden clauses which can negatively impact or benefit, which does not benefit the client. So an AI system can efficiently filter out and find all those wrongdoings. The third thing would be a legal the spending and the expenditure or the money spent for the legal systems. So most of the invoices are still for the legal. If you go for the court or something, it is still in paper based. So once this is all being launched or migrated to an electronic system, it will have more, the AI system can give more predictions on the expenditure and the expenses, and it can give more insightful data, which can positively affect on the cost cutting and a better financial management within the legal systems. And also it can give a greater insight into the operational analysis by providing any dashboards and filtering out the key parameters which can affect and benefit the law systems. The fourth point would be contract management. So when it comes to contract management, contracts are pretty tricky. The vocabulary used is really professional, and the length of the sentences are pretty tremendous with complexities. So even for a professional to understand this complexity, it takes time. Whereas it is being fed to an AI system, the 2 days of work can be done in a 5-10 minutes or 30 minutes time, depending upon the computational power of the AI system. Last is the e-discovery. Not last, I would say, but one among the benefits we're discussing here is the e-discovery. So what an e-discovery system does is it goes to any electronic system within the AI, and it identifies, it collects, and it reviews all the electronic content and data, and it can contribute to it to positively in for the legal proceedings. So this would be a summarized version of the benefits. So let's see, at present, we have a few AI systems which are already in place, and we have listed out 2 to 3 examples, which is at present being used. So there is an app called as a Right Now's app, which is a voice-activated personal assistant, something similar to Siri and Cortana in Windows. What it does is we can use this voice-activated personal assistant to ask on legal keywords, for example, say about the traffic rules for the Ontario province, so we can get the a link or the data related to that. So another app is the Do Not Pay, where these are chatbots where we can work against our any parking tickets which we have received. Another would be a contract intelligence, which helps in the contracts and interpretation of those complex documents for easier understanding for the common people. Next slide, please. So coming back to the end of the executive summary, we would say that in this while even analyzing all what the AI and what its effect is on the present technology and the law system, we will be looking further on the ethical considerations. That would be the main focus of this presentation, and how these standards and ethics can change, or what would be the future for this with the present setup. So we'll go to the. I'm handing over this to my teammate Gurjeet.
You're on mute, Gurjeet.
Thank you, Manoj. I am representing the analysis. Artificial intelligence can pose certain risks despite the fact that AI has numerous benefits for the community as a whole. And it gives us the power to develop and improve the new business models. And it also creates new possibilities such as the ability to identify diseases thanks to the AI driven healthcare services. It enhances the accountability and reliability of the AI system. Moreover, artificial intelligence, a few examples are right now app, voice activity, personal assistant, do not pay chatbot that helps us user to fight against the parking tickets. Contact intelligence coin, which helps in document interpretation. Also, the present legal industry uses predictive coding for e-discovery of legal data and natural language processing for increased efficiency. All this has raised concerns about the ethical issues that are posed by the new technologies derived from the artificial intelligence. Some of the ethical concerns are discussed in the following slides. Next slide, please. It is important that software must be regulated to ensure our protection from bias or manipulation. For instance, in the UK, when the Secretary of State for Education determined the final scores of students through algorithms, it showed that around 40% of students scored lower scores compared to the scores issued by the teacher previously. Software was manipulated in a way that it was favored in the private schools compared to the public schools. Next slide. And there are many challenges to the legal ethics. First one is the right to diligence and competence, in which we can discuss about the challenges. First one is the every attorney is the responsible for giving its client to the best legal protection and services, which is the right of the client. To achieve this, legal attorneys require the legal knowledge, skill, thoroughness, and preparation that is necessary for representation at the court of law. Also, the client has the right to diligence from its legal representatives. This involves the process of collecting and assessing the legal documents and information related to the client. Moreover, these ethics cannot be compromised by any cost, and it is crucial to understand the limits to which the AI system handle with such sensitive ethical matters in real life scenarios. Second one is the need for the supervision. Supervision in the legal profession is crucial to avoid any complaints of misconduct or poor services. It also helps in ensuring that legal documents and legal formalities and context used are accurate, up to date, and useful. Next one is the need for the comprehension. The skill in comprehension is crucial in the legal industry as it demands a clear understanding of the true meaning of the legal statements, as these are abstract vocabulary. The lens of on the AI system on the correct comprehension of the context and the data of the legal document has significant impact on the outcome of progress of the legal proceeding. And next one is the knowledge of the boundaries and limits. The attorneys and the staff in the legal profession must be aware of and practice the limits and boundaries when it comes to privacy, liberty, and confidentiality, and the integrity of the parties involved in the legal context and disputes. This requires the use of human judgment and strong practice of legal ethics and value. Moreover, next point is the ensure client privileges and confidentially. As safe and ethically practiced in legal system throughout the globe, the protection of the confidential information builds the fundamental relationship with the lawyers and the clients. AI systems are computer system and does not make any process inefficient when we include a non-disclosure agreement with the computer system. Next one is the Unauthorized practice of the law. The law society maintains ethically and standard practice in law and regulates laws in the implementing them. It is important to process reduce legal education, trust protection coverage, and ensure indemnity. And last one is the inclusion and diversity. The global workforce today demands high ethically values and moral values, which is duty of the legal system to implement it in the organization globally based on the laws of the residing countries. Now move forward, the data privacy. This is a challenge to the legal ethics. And now move to the next slide. Move to the next slide, please. Yeah, it is the proceed by the now, Rian.
Thanks, Gurjit, and thanks, Manoj. Artificial intelligence is a field with promising benefits to government and non-government organizations across the world. But just like any other technology, it also comes with certain loopholes which can be misused in any format. This is where the legal and ethical framework comes into play. Legal and ethical framework will help and guide how to collect AI related data, design, develop, and implement applications using the AI technology. All inclusive of security measures for this data will be applicable under developing AI technology. There are key benefits on AI and specifically on the legal environment and ethical applications. So let's focus on our first benefit, which is ethical and responsible AI innovations. This is a framework which will permit innovative use of AI technology, which are also and only ethical and responsible in nature. This concept ensures using technology for good and betterment of the world. Legal and ethical framework will act as a moral compass and a roadmap when using AI technology. Moving into the next topic, next benefit, it also protects fundamental rights of privacy. Majority of the AI based solutions are on data and they are relying on data. When data is utilized in any technology, in any platform, privacy of data becomes a major concern. Legal framework will ensure that the human rights of the data owners are protected under the law. This mechanism will govern the rights of personal and non-personal data used in artificial intelligence systems. Personal information security will make certain that the owners of these data are aware of what, how, why, and who will be utilizing all these aspects when it comes to implementing AI-based applications. Moving on, and another aspect of AI-based legal systems is the algorithmic accountability. When regulations on accountability of results from AI solutions are imposed, algorithmic accountability is also exercised in a greater scale. Legal framework would be able to encourage the use of accurate technology and accurate data and algorithms to a certain extent. And also, it is very vital that the AI legal systems are accountable in decision making. These artificial intelligence systems enables automated making data decisions. The organizations which owns the AI solutions is also accountable of decisions taken as a result of these AI solutions. Moreover, one of the key benefits are the proactive inspection and quality control. Regulatory frameworks will impose periodic inspections on AI-based applications by a panel of subject matter experts. Periodic inspections will review the changes that should be improved in legal and ethical framework. This will safeguard against the new risks that emerge with the development of any AI-based technologies coming up. And also, the quality control plays a vital role in the AI platforms when it comes to legal and ethical systems. Legal framework sets standards to the quality of the artificial intelligence implementations which are already in place used by public and private organizations. This allows to control the quality of the applications, the data which are being used, and the accountability which goes hand in hand. As a benefit, as the final benefit, I would also like to elaborate on automating regular processes in legal work. This is also known as cognitive automation. This aspect is used in automating large repetitive business operations, sometimes with the use of RPA, also known as robotic process automation and UiPath. These functions will enable seamless operations in legal boundaries to operate and support legal personnel across the world to perform their duties effectively. So let me hand over the presentation to my colleague Hanusha to continue on the discussion.
Thank you, Ryan. Next slide. Yeah. So now I'll be speaking about the cons of using AI. So the first thing is the unemployment. So technological innovations can affect employment in generally, two main ways. One will be in a positive way, and the other will be, the negative way. So the one is like by directly displacing workers from tasks they were previously performing. We call it as a displacement effect. And the other one is the positive one, that is a productivity effect by increasing the demand for labor in industries or jobs. Unfortunately, this AI is creating a displacement effect in the unemployment. So adverse effects on workers like the changes to the requirements for future employees and decline in demand for workers, disturbance in labor relations, job losses, and sometimes even incorporating unskilled workers into the new labor market, and unfairness in the new work market, new job structures, new kinds being created. Apart from all these things, even the social security issues are also being arised. The other one is privacy and data protection concern. So self-learning systems require training data before they can function. So how lawyers, can disclose this information that is necessary to train them without violating client confidentiality is a challenge here. The other one is reliability concern on AI systems. So the main concern will be like what happens to the continuing professional development obligations, like when AI starts keeping tracks of changes in the laws. So this continuing professional development is obligation for lawyers. So they must update their knowledge and skills up to date, keep it up to date to stay in current profession. So as technology advances, there is a need for lawyers to update their knowledge and skills. So with the artificial intelligence having updated changes in the law is affecting the careers of so many lawyers. And when we talk about reliability, we mean the degree to which something works as intended. So reliability questions arise when technology assisted review systems used during e-discovery accurately identify when legal advice is being provided. This is a major concern. And apart from these, artificial intelligence software code can change. So with these changes, the results will be very adverse. So some of the ways this can happen will be through machine learning. So it allows machines to learn from past experiences and apply them to the future situations. So as a result, artificial intelligence software code can be changed. And because of these, it may not always be what was intended. So for example, if we were using an online shopping service, and your credit card information got stolen, and then the company could update its system to prevent this from happening again. However, the updated system might also flag other purchases as suspicious. So that means even though the original content was to prevent theft, the updated system will cause you to get flagged as a potential thief. So consequences of this will be privacy violations, criminal liabilities, and reputation risks as well. The other concern is regarding the accuracy. When we take the hiring systems that identify the top technical talent withdrawn from the market because it does not rate candidates in a gender neutral way, there'll be some way or the other the biased decision. And the other concern in case of accuracy will be the billing system. So impact on billing through AI systems which get billing done in seconds, and generally people will do that particular task in hours and days. So that accuracy is questioned. And the facial recognition systems accuracy. So are these really reliable in identifying people, especially in arrest databases? So this facial recognition technology is used to identify individuals by analyzing facial features. So a facial recognition system works by comparing an image of a face against a database of faces. So if there is a match, it will return the information about the particular individual. Otherwise, the access, a facial recognition system can be used to verify identity and access secure areas and even unlock doors. So however, if a malicious actor were to create a convincing enough facsimile of another person's face, they could potentially fool the facial recognition system, and they can gain the unauthorized access to a secured area. Now I would like to pass to Gurjit. Thank you.
Thank you, Anusha. And now last one is the conclusion. Ultimately, there continues to be a long way to go before we achieve successful AI legalization. Many individuals believe that AI is truly revolutionary technology if we acknowledge robots as intelligent beings capable of observation, emotion, and action. It is not a tremendously to caution their legal status. It is important that there is a need to maintain a balance between the innovation and security. We must communicate to companies our unmistakable codes and values, provide them a with a foundation for the action. And now, thank you, my team members and my professor who give us opportunity to share the video on YouTube. Thank you, everyone. And here's references. Thank you.
Can you share the entire references, please? Slide 2.